We're rolling.
All right. For people who are watching the recording, welcome. My name is Alex Kolga. I'm an education consultant with SMART, teacher of 10 years, came to SMART just a little while ago. The title of this session is just welcome. Welcome to our SMART Learning Suite webinar. I want to start off with a word of caution. There is a lot here, and that's done on purpose. The point of this platform is to take the content that you already have and then enhance it with all the tools that you're searching in lots of different browsers for, putting it all in one place. Now, the danger of this, showing it to you all at once, is it's going to be overwhelming. I don't want you to think you have to be an expert by the end of this. What we want to do is just know that it's there. Grab maybe one or two things that you feel you could be successful with to start, and then let it grow, let it build. So team, I'd like you please to join my class as students would. And I'm going to model what that looks like for you. What I'd like you to do first, please, is open up a browser. You can minimize me. You can take my screen, put me down on the side. And I'd like you please to go to hellosmart.com and enter the class code 26296. Adam, if I could get you to pop that in the chat. This is best practice, of course, if we're having students join for the first time. Yes, of course, I'm going to share my screen with you to show you that on the screen right now it says, go to hellosmart.com, enter my class ID. However, we want to put it in the chat for our kids so that they can reference it quickly as well. I'm going to open up an incognito window. And the reason that I'm doing that is because when I sign in as a student, it's going to cache for me, meaning I don't need to do this every single time. Here's the best practice for me as a student. I go to hellosmart.com. I favorite my page. And you can see here that I even have one opened already. You can see this is what it looks like when I sign in already. Do you want to join Alec Kolga's lesson? Yes, I do. And because Daisy is joining us today, and for the recording folks, Daisy is the new puppy we introduced. We're going to sign in as Daisy today. Now, as soon as you do sign in, what you're going to notice is that everything I'm doing as a teacher is going to go direct to my students. So I don't need to have multiple tools open. I have, again, everything that I need to connect with my kids in one place. Here's the agenda for today's lesson. We are going to cover off, what is this thing? What is Smart Learning Suite? So we're going to start here. Then we're going to point out right off the hop, how does it help the kids? Because that's why we're here. Then I'll tell you, okay, how do I use it? How do I create things? We're going to stop along the way, and we're going to have questions and answers to make sure that this is targeted. Now I can see up here, top left-hand side, that Adam, Daisy, and a few others are signed in as well. I'll leave the sign in open. So again, if you haven't signed in yet, please do go to hellosmart.com. Oh, pardon me. I've inked when I wanted to move my arrow. I'll just grab my eraser here and I'll erase that ink. You'll notice that it's happening live. Left-hand side here is the teacher view. Right-hand side is what all of the people who are joining are seeing. So I will point out again, please do go to hellosmart.com. I'd like you to join as a guest for today and then enter in the class code 26296. Now, I started this lesson in Notebook, so you'll be able to see I can still move all of my interactive features around. My Notebook lesson that I uploaded, it's awesome to come up here into Smart Learning Suite Online, and it allows me to update it and make it more engaging for my kids very, very easily, excuse me. Okay, here we go. Left-hand side, you'll see that I have the ability to scroll from one page to the next. As a student, I don't have that ability. You'll see down here, it's grayed out for me. I can't do that. I'm just watching what the teacher is doing. Now I'm gonna go full screen here, and I'm gonna explain, what is it that we're doing? Let's get Teams out of there. You guys don't want Microsoft Teams, my apologies. Now, what I'm doing is this. I'm using Smart Learning Suite. Smart Learning Suite is the combination of Notebook, which you're used to using on desktop, and Smart Learning Suite Online, which I'll show you is integrated directly with Google Drive. What I'm doing is using this platform to open up PowerPoints, Google Docs, PDFs, and even older notebook files directly from Google Drive. And simply by doing that, simply by opening them up with Smart Learning Suite, I'm able to connect them direct to students' devices, whether in class or at home, whether blended or remote. So I'm starting with the existing content that I have, and I want to get that across as much as possible. You are using everything that you have already as a teacher. You don't need to recreate things. You are taking that static content and you are making it interactive. The best part is it's already integrated with where you like working, right in Google Drive. Now, once we do that, we're going to enhance that content with games, assessments, workspaces, both individual and collaborative. And as you're noticing, I'm just grabbing this and turning any page I want into an interactive whiteboard where that goes directly to your devices. Now, everything that I'm doing with our new line of interactive flat panels can be done directly from the board. So directly from a smart interactive flat panel like I have behind me, I can do all of this with no wires connected directly from the board. The whole idea here is keep it simple. So as I said, lots of features that you're going to see, challenges, grab one or two of them, because we're putting everything that's needed for lesson delivery, for assessment, both formative and summative, student individual work or collaboration, and games all into the same deck. All right, let's see what that looks like. This first one on the left, you'll see slide 5 I'm going to go to here. Slide 5 is a response assessment. It really falls under that assessment piece. I changed it up though. I don't want to put you, it's Friday. I don't want to give you a test. I want to know how you're doing. So I can't high five my kids at the door anymore and say good morning, ask how their weekend was. Well, what are they doing? I can't do that. Things have changed a little bit for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push out this question and answer to you, this quick Q&A. So how are you feeling today? On your student side of things, you'll see this question. How are you feeling? If you're up here like me, having way too many cups of coffee, you'd be an A, or maybe, that third cup is wearing off. What I can see here as well is I can see a breakdown. How are we doing? So 2 of my class are feeling real good. Some are kind of on the downside of that caffeine. And then I can say, what are you doing over the long weekend? Or just checking in with a bit of a short answer question. So sleeping, I'm going to try and train a puppy. So I can see it coming in here live and in real time. When I go to the next page as well, you'll see that there are opportunities for me to ask questions that are right or wrong. And any true Leafs fan will know that the answer to this question is yes, always. They will always win next year. And this is a correct answer here. So I would encourage my team here to, there we go, thank you. There we are. The answer is yes, next year. But as we both know, it's probably not. Now, when I'm done, I can end my response activity. And here's the win. Here's the big win for our kids. They get the feedback in real time. So this was just a poll. It was an opinion question. But you get to see, what did I answer? What was my short answer? It was just an opinion question as well. It could have had right or wrong answers. But like this one, my last question here, I've gotten that correct. And therefore, when I export the results to see how my class performed, I will have that all broken down for me. So no more ticking and flipping. If you're reading between the lines here and you have a bunch of true, false, multiple choice questions you're putting out to kids, no more ticking and flipping to answer them. This is a huge win for us in terms of saving time. The most popular thing that has been happening in Smart Learning Suite Online since March is this. This is just a PDF page. Or sorry, I should say it's just a PDF. It is something that would be printed out as practice and handed out maybe to a kid. Instead of handing it out now, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to come on up here to my classroom management tab where I can see I have 5 students connected. And I'm going to turn it into either an individual handout or a collaborative workspace. This one seems more individual to me. Let's hand it out to individuals. On the right-hand side, you'll see this is my student mode. So I'll go ahead and I'll hit start. As a teacher, I can see when my students start their workspace. So let's go in and see how Daisy's getting on. I can click the ink tab and I can see, well, Daisy hasn't really answered anything yet. Maybe I'll just give her a second to get going here. She is a puppy. There we go. So I can see that she's answered the first question, 45. And now I can come in here and I can say, yep, that is absolutely correct. So I can provide real-time feedback, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it's longer written feedback, all into the student's space. And I don't need to be in the same spot. This is a great way for us to be able to get our feedback to our kids. When I'm done giving Daisy your feedback, I can go check on, see how Adam's doing. He is flying. I knew he would. I know, never mark in red. I'll go to blue. There we go. So doing great. Oh, need to rework this one. Oh. Great job here.
Alex,
so you did that on purpose. I know you did. You wanted to see if I'd catch it.
I did. I wanted to see how you're correcting. Quick question. If I have a tablet, how is it to use all this stuff? I'm on a desktop right now. How is it to use a tablet to type and use? Marnie, thank you. Okay, easy?
Yeah, way easier. So right now I'm on a mouse pad. Usually I would have a mouse and it's a little bit easier, but anything with touch enabled, you can leverage it here. So touchscreen Chromebooks, iPads, tablets, 100%. You can tap the ink and you can use your finger to write in these spaces. Amazing for our younger grades.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Great question. Now, when you're done the work, the students hit done, top right-hand corner, and I can see that Daisy submitted her work. Perfect. Everyone's done that. Now, the workspace stays open as long as I leave it. So I can come over here as a teacher, though, and I can end this activity for everyone, and you're going to lose. There we go. The teacher's not running the activity. You've lost the ability. So, Adam, you didn't hand it in on time. Sorry to scold you on a Friday, but it lets you close the activity when you want. Now I'm going to start that back up again for us, though. There we go. That way we can jump back in a little bit. Now, when I go to the next page, you can come right along with me. You can play these games. So go ahead, hit start on your own time. You'll notice it is not affecting anything that I do. So here's a quick game show. I think this one is, what is it? Shakes or fakes? No, this is an 80s quiz. So you can do you can play the game here as a bit of a formative assessment. If you're in class as well and you wanted to maybe break up the kids to play each other, you could use this as well, breaking them up into 2 teams. There are 11 customizable game-based templates that you can use to engage your kids. We're not going to go through all of them today. I just want you to know that they're there and they have different purposes. If you wanted to use like a label reveal, you could absolutely do that. If you wanted to use a matching activity, that's there too. You can have questions and answers. You can have, images, definition, however you want to set it up. And by the way, all of these backgrounds, you can change them as well. So this is a science class because I'm doing my WMIS certification. But you can change this up to as many as you want. My favorite in this space is a dragon fighting a knight. It's, again, great for our younger classes. I am going to pitch you against each other now, though, because this is the real win. So even if we're in different spots, I'm here in Belleville, Ontario. You guys are in Alberta. We're in different spots. I'm going to pit us all against each other, though, in a big quiz of the 1980s. So I hope you've spent enough time on Netflix over the last little while. Here we go. I'm going to divide you into teams. 5 students are participating. I can have up to 9 teams of 6 running all at the same time. And the whole goal of the game is to get all of the answers right before the other teams do. So I'll break us up into 2 teams just for now. And I can say, Daisy and Lisa, they're troublemakers. They don't work well together. But Adam, Lisa, and Marty, they work really well. So here we go. I can sort my teams out, and then here I go. Get ready. Who's ready to do a big quiz of the 1980s? So as you're going along here, I'm just going to explain a few things. Have fun. It's a first one to answer all the questions right. Here, I know I made the quiz. I'm going to get this one wrong just so you can see it. Now, as I go through, what I want you to notice is, one, I didn't have to go anywhere else. Right? This was right in the same lesson that we had. Number two, it's fun. I can compete one team against the other.
I've gotten everything wrong.
Steal the answers from my screen. Here's what I want to note, or I want you to notice as well. I got that one wrong the first time. How is this different than a Kahoot? Well, it allows me to go back through and give it a second shot. It lets me know that I can go back and do it again. Helps me to get the content a little bit better. Now we're racing for these monsters to explode out of their shells here. But if I wanted, I could just come up here and end the quiz anytime I want. There we go. Good job to Daisy, Ms. Mrak, and Adam. We won. Now, how is this different from a Kahoot as well? Well, it was built in. It allowed me second chances. It's fun, so is a Kahoot. But now I go to review, and I can see what I got right, what I got wrong, and how many, what did I get right on that first attempt? So I know I need to go back. It took me 2 tries to get this one. Geez, I need to go play some more Pac-Man. All of the resources for how to create these things are built in. If I come up here in my presentation mode to a hamburger tab just on the top left-hand side, I can actually access training for how to create all these things. So that hamburger tab is just up here above my classroom management tab. Click, training. And it pulls me out to this site that says, hey, you want to know how to create something? Start here. Add a video, new pages, graphic organizers, all the way through enhancing it with interactivity, delivery, and engagement, all the way through to sharing that content out. Now, I'm going to go through how I made these things. I'm going to go through how to share it out. But I want to know, are there questions that I need to answer to this point? To right now, are there questions that I need to answer to you? So I'm going to use a built-in feature. Yes, you can come off mute and ask your questions, but sometimes our kids don't want to do that. Sometimes they need an anonymous place for them to pose their questions, and the chat sometimes just doesn't do it for us. So I come over here to my Add tab, and I go to Shout It Out. So you'll notice I can put in a blank whiteboard if I wanted, but I'm going to put in a Shout It Out activity. In this Shout It Out space, I can make it fun with the old notebook goodies. I'm going to put a timer on it. So I'm going to limit us to, hey, let's say 30 seconds for these questions to come in. And just so everyone's comfortable, I'm going to turn off display names. Okay, so our display names can be turned off. We can democratize the space. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Any questions, you can pop into the space, and I'll show you what it looks like just for the recording's purpose here. I can put in my questions, answers, ideas, or if I just wanted to say hello to everybody, I can do that as well. Those are all coming in live. All good. This is awesome. I'm glad you like it. Looking forward to showing you how I built the stuff. Can we use existing Kahoot tests? No, I'm sorry, we can't bring over those data sets from Kahoot. Excellent question. No, sorry, we can't. We got to recreate it. Can you use the same lesson with a new class? Absolutely. That's a fantastic question. It's exactly where I'm going to start when I leave this slide. Can you see who writes what afterwards as the teacher once you turn off the names? Yes, of course. You can toggle it back and forth between display names on or off. So yes, you can do that. So here's a good question as well. Where was it again? Can you use the same lesson with new classes? Absolutely. So I'm going to start actually at the very end of the creation phase, okay? So before I even connect a kid, before I even share this out with a single student, and I know I need to teach my class to multiple sections, the same lesson, multiple sections, I'm going to scroll down here to make a copy. When I make a copy, it takes a master copy, it just duplicates the file, and you can then rename it in your Google Drive to, whatever the next class it is that you want to teach. So yes, you can absolutely do that. What if as well, I think, hey, I did an amazing job. I want to make sure that maybe I want to collaborate with another teacher. I can click share, and I can give a master copy of this lesson that I'm doing to a teacher, and they can just work with it, add on it, send it back to you. Hey, this is a great idea. Why not try this? I can share this content out with you as my students as well by grabbing this link, and I can copy and I can post it anywhere that I want where a link can be posted. I am going to show you a way to pull this directly to Google Classrooms though as well. So let's get to that creation bit, team. I'm going to leave the class. I'm going to go to end lesson. And what that means is you as students, you can go ahead and minimize your student side. Just come on back to the screen that I'm sharing right now. I'll give you a second to do that. Awesome. Here's how I got started. I was working in Google Drive one day, and I thought, hey, I wanted to add some more interactivity. So what I could do is I could open up something that I have. So here's a Google Doc. I can right-click, open with Smart Learning Suite. That allows me to take anything that is in my Google Drive already, whether it's PowerPoints, PDFs, Google Docs, or notebook files if you do have them stored there already. Actually, they would be stored as a Smart Learning Suite file already. Sorry, that's my gaffe. So PowerPoints, Google Docs, and PDFs, excuse me. Can you tell it's getting to the end of a Friday? I can open it with Smart Learning Suite. Or I can go over here to New, More, Smart Learning Suite. Now, when I do that, it brings me to this page here. It's just my home page. This is, it's like looking inside all of my Smart Learning Suite libraries. Remember that training? Everything that I'm about to show you, all you need to do, click right here, and you'll come straight back to our training page. Again, videos and scaffolded resources. When I want to start from scratch, I click Add Activities, the big green bar there. It asks me, what do I want to import? So I can import from my Google Drive or from my device. I can embed ad-free YouTube videos. Again, we're not opening another tab. It's going to be embedded directly within the lesson. I can build from scratch, but I will show you, here's why we're mostly taking existing content, because when we are building from scratch, the features that we're bringing in, we're limited to our text here, image searches, a live URL that we can embed, and then we can do some image searches here to pop this in. This is going to look pretty familiar to you. So remember, we could have gotten there by going to New, More, Smart Learning Suite, or we can always come to this Add Activity button. Remember, I got there by clicking the big green banner before, or the little blue one down here on the side brings me to the same page. What I can do here is if I want to build games from scratch, I can by clicking on game-based templates. There are 11 of them. Remember, we played the monster quiz. There's a preview of what it looks like so I can evaluate before I put it in. I can put in my response assessment. I want to do a preview of that as well. Okay, I'll take a look before I want to put this in. And I can make a shout it out. Now the shout it out before we did on the fly was just a text box. But what you should know is you can put images in, text, unlimited contributions or limited, break them up into categories. I had a great teacher who was doing shapes with her class. She put spheres and cubes, and then she sent the kids out into yards to take pictures of the different things. They all came back and they put them into their categories. So they were doing the sorting shapes sorting shapes with things that they were finding around the house in their yard. It's an excellent idea. But the real win for us is down here at the bottom. We have enough on our plates. Let's not overcomplicate things. On the left-hand side, these are all activities that you can use, ready-made. The first set here is to hook our kids, lights on stuff. Here's my entrance ticket, draw what I know, true, false. I love a KWLQ. What do you know about the topic? These are all lights on. And then on the right-hand side, I have my questioning and reflection. So these are all my recaps, my checking for understanding. What's the 3 facts, 2 questions, 1 opinion? I put these in everywhere. How are you guys feeling? How do you feel about this? Are you getting it? This is like me asking a thumbs up, thumbs down to the side, because it's tough right now. I'm presenting to you. I can't see our faces. I can't judge the reaction or lean on the relationships that I've developed when I'm in person. So I want to check in. I'll ask you explicitly, how do you feel about this? Now, sometimes when we put tasks to our kids, it can get lost in translation. So I want to be really clear about what the job of, or what this task is for. I come down here to the bottom left-hand side, and I can add audio, up to 5 minutes recorded on every page. Welcome everybody to this quick check-in. I want to know, how are you feeling about this topic so far? Be honest. I hit pause. I can continue editing. And when I want to add it in, there we go. It's going to go straight to my kids' devices, so they get to hear my voice. I'm going to preempt a question. Can the kids put audio response back to me? No, not yet, but that is definitely something that we would like to see built in here. Now, the only other things that I haven't shown you yet, you've noticed them already, and you're gonna see these are the big time savers, team. So graphic organizers, there's 21 of them. Brainstorming, cause and effect, Freyer model, scientific methods, story mapping, anything that we used to create templates for, changing the different layouts for our pages, it's already built in here for us. So, we're doing an experiment. I need a scientific method. I'm going to come on over here. I'm going to pop that scientific method in. Hey, remember though, anything that I do here can be turned into a workspace or an activity. So I'll convert it to the activity, make it individual or collaborative. And away we go. That's going to go straight to my kids now. I can do the same thing with manipulatives. There's 15 of them here. Base 10 blocks, the calendar, really, really popular, K-6 especially. I was showing this one to my nephew yesterday. He's learning to spell his name. So we're going to make some words together. There we go. These are all, they can be rearranged, right? They can be used, they're just infinite cloned letters, essentially, is what they are. So I'm going to go ahead and I want you to spell your name. There we go. There's the task for this page. Make it a little bit bigger, and away we go. Now let's turn that one into a collaborative space. I want everyone to work on this together. I can preview it if I want, and away I go. So team, I'm going to finish editing. Now, remember what I said right off the hop. The first thing I would do before I connect a kid, I'd make a copy of it, because I'm going to teach that same class to multiple sessions. So make a copy. You'll see over here. There it is, imported. I can rename it, or I can start it. Let me get started on this one. On your side, you're still into the same session. Let's come on down here, everyone. Let's do our names first here. Let's making words. Let's bring us all into the same space. Remember, I can have up to 9 teams of 6, or everyone on one team. And here we go. So the whole class is working on this space. Everyone, go ahead. There we go. I can see people starting already. Love it. So team, it's a great way for us to feel that we're connected. We're all working in the same space. And we have the ability, we can all work together. I can see we're even stealing some people's letters. Now, if I wanted to see, did Adam do Adam's name? I can click up here. Yep. There we go.
I stole her letter.
You stole her letter? I knew there was a thief around.
They kept popping into the same place.
So Adam got the D in there though, so that's good. And the M as well. There we are. Lisa. over here. So team, I'm going to come on back. I'm going to bring us to how we feel. I'm then going to take questions, and I think what we'll do is Adam will compile the questions without the recording, just so people feel comfortable to come on off mute.
Absolutely.
And then I can put a follow-up in writing. So to our recorded audience, thanks so much for taking the time to join. One thing I haven't shown you real quick is, yes, you can grab that link and you can share content out from anywhere. Remember, share link, or you can even come right into Google Classroom now. And if you're sharing out from here, you can grab the file that you just taught to your class and share it straight out from here. There we are. So there's the lessons that we've all been teaching, the trainings. So yes, I would have had to probably rename it a little bit better to know who I'm sharing it out with, but I can share directly from Drive from here. So I will say goodbye to our recorded audience. Thank you so much for taking the time and listening. Look forward to your feedback and how we can help. Happy teaching and learning.
Thanks so much, Alec. Just quickly before we press record, everything you created in Learning Suite is automatically synced to the person's Google Drive, right? Like I'm seeing that correctly. It's automatically the files created, the lessons created, the graphic organizer. It's all put into whatever filing system you have.
You're absolutely correct. It is. Yep.
Just making sure.
So what 100%. What you'll notice here is it'll create a folder for you.
Right.
You can even just go in here to Smart Learning Suite folders. If you don't like how disorganized my Google Drive is, it might be a bother to some people, and me, it is to me as well. It's been a long month. Yep. You can store it right here in your Smart Learning Suite lessons, but organization of the file is done within Drive. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks so much. I am going to stop recording.
Thanks, Adam.